lock. I got him. Now, Tank, now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Actually, for what's worth, like, there's more bass in my voice after doing that.
Oh, well, I certainly could use a lot of that.
Bass.
Like, I hated when Renee was like, she's doing her impersonations of us, like last episode. She's like, oh, I'm Jake, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I'm Adam. I'm like, I'm frustrated.
You're like, that hurt.
Yeah, ouch.
Fucking.
I'm like, how dare you?
I'm leaving. Come on, balls.
Yeah.
Oh, you laughed already. Come along.
Anyways, welcome to the Non-Essentials podcast.
Sure,
this is episode 90.
Yeah.
And I got to say, this is actually going to be a special episode.
Yeah,
this is a coffee.
A coffee-driven episode. This is a morning one. We haven't done one in a while.
It's going to have weird energy. Like, I don't like this side of the sun.
No, I think it's just going to have energy.
That's true. Yeah.
Versus, like, just getting shifted.
Dude, we're going to lose listeners. But, like, we could understand you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the Jim Gaffigan joke. We're like, it appears as though your wife has been needing glasses this whole time. He's like, don't give them to her.
No, I think that's a big thing. Like, I think there's probably a correlation between, like, getting LASIK and divorce.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like when they went to HD cameras for the news and all the newscasters got fired.
I saw a video, a funny video yesterday, the day before, but it was like, my husband just got his cochlear implant and he's going to hear my voice for the first time, and he takes the bandage off. It's like, hi, honey. He's like, no, take it out. That's her voice.
The first instance of a deaf man clawing his ears off.
Yeah, exactly. So since it is episode 90, and I know you always get surprised when I drop some sports knowledge.
Okay.
Episode 90. 90 is the number of feet in between bases on a regulation baseball diamond.
Yep.
Did you know that?
Yes. Like, if you were to ask me, I would probably had a hard time guessing, but when you say it, that makes
Yeah. I actually I had to look that up because I've never really made it past first base. There we go. We're making jokes here.
I mean, for what it's worth, it's like 90, and then for four bases, it would be 360. So it kind of makes sense of round the bases.
Yeah,
maybe,
that makes
I don't know
sense.
if that's where it came from or something.
I did play Little League when I was younger, and I stopped telling people which position I played because they didn't realize what a tell it was. Like,
you're right field, huh?
Fuck! Yeah, like I was like, yeah, I played Little League. Like, oh, right field, like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I was like, they're like, oh. I was like, well, sometimes I played left field, and like when there was a left-hand batter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't realize.
We got to switch.
Yeah, they really would. They'd be like, all right.
You always got to sell it to that kid too. Be like, no, he's a good push hitter. You're the anchor. You're the last line of defense.
I'm so bummed that Jake immediately knew which.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, it's a dark day when the right fielder learns why he's the right fielder.
So
that's just above clipboard guy.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
Gatorade. Yeah. So I want to do a fun game with you, Jake, because I know that you and I'm going to kind of spread this out throughout the entire episode.
Okay.
We'll pepper these in, kind of like your Pornhub facts.
Yeah, dude, they're in there.
Yeah.
Act like it's not important to you.
So now, listeners know that that Jake actually, he's really into space and knows a lot about space stuff. So I'm going to quiz you periodically throughout the episode.
Mispronounced nerd.
Yeah. So I guess we'll kick this off. We're going to test Jake's knowledge on space here.
Okay.
We'll kick it off with an easy one. You ready? Hold on. We're going to do this. Which planet is seventh from the sun, smells like rotten eggs due to the massive amount of hydrogen sulfide in the atmosphere?
Seventh from the sun?
Seventh from the sun.
Well, let's go through it. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune.
Nope, it is Uranus.
I count wrong?
Uranus is... Yes.
All right. I failed that one.
Okay, so
I guess the rotten egg smell should have tipped me off.
Right. No, I guess the Uranus actually smells like rotten eggs because of the massive amount of hydrogen sulfide in the atmosphere.
Oh, okay. So I'm 0 for 1.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. I have a question for you. I thought this was kind of interesting. I saw this on Instagram the other day. If you hit yourself and it hurts, are you weak or are you strong?
I think you're sensitive,
Yeah.
which is a strength.
Yeah.
So you're strong, you fucking pussy.
I like that one.
I was gonna say I saw this is just a quick headline. There's a new way to get high in India. Seen anything?
Is it Jankum?
It's might as well be. I'm just gonna read it.
Hold on, listener T. Do you know what Jankum is? It's where they put the shit, like in like real third world countries, they take shit water and they put it in plastic bottles and put a rubber balloon over the top of it, and then after like all that decomp and awfulness like fills that balloon with, then they huff the balloon.
Yeah,
which is, I guess,
I've been flushing drugs down the drain. Honestly, let's get over the stigma of this. We're brewing our own.
Yeah, I'm doing that shit like there's a police raid about to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pure.
It's just a cop doing a gummer with my shit.
Damn it. You're going away for a long time.
See the peanuts there?
Yeah.
You could tell it's not uncut.
That's my nickname, prison wine.
Yucky.
No, so apparently over there they've been soaking condoms in hot water and drinking the liquid.
What?
Okay, so what this does is basically it results in a high that lasts 10 to 12 hours.
What?
Yeah. So a shopkeeper discovered that basically there was an abnormal purchase amount of these like condoms, and what it comes down to is they're flavored condoms, and basically the flavoring, it's basically there's a glue in it that breaks down, and they're basically finding a way of huffing glue by drinking it.
I mean, I just got done earlier saying that I never made it past first base, so I don't know anything.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
so I wouldn't know anything about condom flavors, but they don't taste as much as well as you think. I mean,
well, that's the thing is like basically they're finding a way of just consuming the flavoring, which is somehow like alcohol based, but also alcohol glue based.
Did they know that they could just like huff glue then instead, or why did they got to go with the condom?
I don't know, man. The glue's busy making shoes over there. Like, listen, condoms need to be used more over there. There's because this is in India.
Yeah,
where it's going on. I don't have the notes here, but I had like the province, and there was a doctor. You can imagine a name of the guy that said, "Oh wait, here it is." Students at Durgapur, West Bengal.
I think it's Durgapur.
Yeah, basically they've become addicted to using condoms, which sounds like a good thing.
Is this what Planned Parenthood had in mind?
Right. I'm sitting here like, dude, after you fuck, you're not done. That's just like opening the top.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, I've always kind of reused them anyway. You just roll them inside out. They're fine.
Well, it reminded me of that lady that was she'd boil them, reshape them.
Repackage them. Do you remember that was like 2 years ago? We talked about that lady that was like, there's a form.
Yeah.
There's a dick form that.
Yeah, that's not fair. That thing was packing heat for Asia. That's not all right.
Oh man. I know that Jake is a chess player.
Oh, I know where you're going. I love it. Keep going. Yep.
Okay. Now, there was a tournament in Moscow recently. You already know what I'm going?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, play dumb then. No,
what's chess?
Yeah. So anyway, there's an exhibit where people could play a robot. And it's just like kind of articulating robot arm. It kind of looked like those things in car factories that, they put the rivets in or whatever. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. A tiny GM robot.
Yeah. So there's this boy, he was playing the robot. And this thing, it looked like it was like playing like 4 games at once.
I think it was.
And so the boy, he was playing the game, but it was the robot's turn. And the robot, in true Russian form, just like snatched the kid's finger and just broke it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that. But anyway, I'll tell you, here's the best part. Also in true Russian form, they just splinted the kid's finger and he kept playing.
Get back in there.
Like that kind of blew me away. And like now they had officials that were like, the robot isn't even aware that the boy was there or it's even playing chess. It just knows to move things.
Dude, I saw news coverage. They tried to cover it like Skynet. They were just.
I was gonna say.
Did you watch that lady? She was.
Yeah, that was this isn't like the prequel to Terminator.
No, if it is, we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, like they did say that it obviously wasn't even on. Just want to make sure this is like a panic where people are shooting their toasters now, but like,
dude, shoot your toaster. That thing can kill you.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but I don't know. They were like, well, was the boy taunting it, or was it like, was it malicious or an attack? And they're like, no,
hold on. have we taunted these robots? Like, I
don't
think
know.
we should.
I'm.
Well,
yeah.
did you read into like so you saw what happened, but the boy went twice, and so this is a pretty easy thing that happened here. Is that kid was treating that robot the way I treat my Alexa, and that robot just wasn't having it. So like he moved, and the robot then he moved another piece, and I'm guessing that robot probably was like if a piece moves that's not supposed to, maybe it has like a put that piece back.
Oh, maybe the
method.
kid just still kept his finger
Yeah,
on it, like
but-
like
or like maybe if you bump the table, maybe it has an auto reset or something like that. But yeah, it was very much like and on top of that, don't fucking cheat.
yeah, fair enough.
You know?
that kid learned a very
kid was-
valuable lesson.
Yeah, he was trying to cut
Did you
the
watch
line.
the video of
I-
it too?
Yeah, I
It's
did.
pretty funny. Like,
I think that's why you had to keep playing. Be like, you tried doing 2 moves. What the fuck did you think would happen? I was gonna break your finger if the robot did. This is Russia.
yeah,
So,
you're lucky you only got one finger broken.
yeah.
No, I think you have to be careful when you taunt people, like or anything, because like I know that there's did you see that recently there was this rapper who was taunting people on Instagram?
That's okay.
And well, I know this probably happens a lot. And here's a quote, and I'm gonna have to ad lib here. Now he said, and I quote: "A lot of nice gentlemen know where I live at for real. I sleep in peace. If a nice gentleman wants smoke, I'm at my crib in 5 minutes."
Okay.
Okay, and I had to ad lib the nice gentleman in there. So please say that approximately 5 minutes later, after posting this to his Instagram, he was shot dead. So, it's like,
Don't like.
it's like, and it's like, dude, he's like, I sleep in peace. It's like, I rest in peace. I think it's like,
Yeah.
why the fuck? Why are you taunting people? Why are you, like,
No, and Blade, it's a bad problem. It's like people are shooting each other over Facebook posts. It really is that like
you like my girlfriend's post?
yeah, just fucking comment.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
I'm on the opposite. I would be like if anyone was like, that guy bought me a drink, I'm like, cool, man. See if you'll get me one too.
Yeah, awesome. No, I've done that before. I do think it's funny that you ad-libbed, what'd you call it? Nice
gentleman.
So Quinn and I recently learned that Busta Rhymes challenge for whatever reason, and there are 3 nice gentlemen's in that song, and we changed it to Buddy, which feels like the King James translation.
Yeah. That's a King James
in the
version.
reference, and I'm keeping an ear out for it when he's like doing it, and I'm like, yep, that's perfect.
You don't even realize what you just did here. But like, cause you said King James, and I'm pretty sure, and I might need Tony and audience right now to fact check me on this. Now, we're going to go into the next game, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I have a couple games too, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the next one. Most people know that all the planets were named after gods.
Yeah.
Okay. All of them were named
Even
after
Earth? I guess Gaia.
Well, no. Earth is named after the
Dirt.
It's the German and English variant of ground or dirt or
Sure.
earth, right? So I should have said all but Earth. Thank you for the correction. So
Oh.
all of them are named after Roman gods except for one. Which planet was named after a Greek god? Cue the Jeopardy music that I didn't have on ready.
I mean, I would guess. Wait, what are the 2 types of gods? Roman gods or Greek gods?
Yeah.
What's the fucking difference? I'm gonna guess Mercury.
Nope. It's Uranus.
Ah.
Uranus was named after
Listen,
a Greek
here,
god.
Can I preemptively guess your third question is Uranus?
Nope. Hold on. so anyway, all of the planets, obviously besides Earth, was named after Roman gods. But a lot of Roman and Greek gods are interchangeable.
Sure.
But the name of the Greek god is what Uranus is named after.
Okay.
But the reason why, and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, Tony, but like I think that the person who discovered Uranus, the first
he was a Greek guy.
yeah, he was going Greek. But no, the first guy to like stare into Uranus, he actually wanted to name it. I think after, was it called King James Star or James Star or something like that?
Yeah,
But
we
they-
weren't gonna like
but
that.
no, England was gonna name it after the king at the time, and then but everyone else was like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're naming it. We're kind of following suit here, and so finally, like it was like in like 1850 or something like that, that they ended up like, okay, fine, it's Uranus.
That's why you don't crowdsource, dude.
Yeah.
That's the original Bodie McBoatface.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every time England comes through with a silly fucking name.
Jake noticed that there's a couple other podcasts named. That are named Non-Essentials Podcast,
Yeah.
and we were like, we should crowdsource maybe and do a name change. I was like, if we do that, we're gonna get Podcast McPodcast Face.
I don't hate podcast McPodcast face. Like I don't hate that. Welcome to
What was it?
podcast McPodcast face.
What was it? Is it King? Oh, King George. Oh, I'm sorry. So it was King George's star instead of King James's star. Sorry.
Okay.
But no, that was. But yeah, So Uranus was almost named King George's star.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of games, we have our colleague at the tattoo shop that gave us the that Excel sheet. I think that we need to start doing create a game off of that if you want to explain what that is.
Oh my God, this Excel sheet,
the banana one.
So what this is, it's there is basically an Excel spreadsheet of all the different kinks, and for what it's worth, this is very organized.
Yeah.
Like this is someone was really
well
anal.
Yeah,
about this.
They excelled at it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's kind of hard to have a messy Excel sheet.
So I'm not quite clear about how you display the flag, but it sounds like you have a handkerchief in your back pocket, either your left back pocket or your right. And this is important because basically one means you want it, and then one means you want to do it to someone.
Yeah.
So just give me a listener T, just in the audience, give me a random color, just any color. They need the whole rainbow. I get it. I get why they need the rainbow now.
Purple, he said. What color? Wait, are there different?
Purple or lavender?
Purple. Okay.
Purple. Okay. Well, this one is you're looking. If you wear it on the left, you're into someone with piercings, or if you're on the right, you want someone into piercings. Give me another color. That one. Come on, we'll get a good one here.
Red.
Red. Okay. Okay, red. All right. Listen, if you see a person with a red handkerchief hanging out of their back pocket, one on the left, they are a fist fucker.
Man, the Bloods and Crips.
Yeah, and if it's on the right, they're a fist fucky.
Oh,
It's a very important distinction.
it's like, oh my God.
No, this
you
is
have
a
one
nightmare.
in each pocket. You do it to yourself.
This is a nightmare for colorblind people. Do they have like colorblind? Do they have like patterns, like different
It
flannels?
says red.
Yeah, it just says the word red. Like, oh, hey, what's up? No, so this should be a reoccurring thing. Real quick, just another quick color. Give me. Let's see here. I'm just gonna pick one. Magenta.
Okay.
This is
My printer ink runs out of
This
that a
means
lot.
where on the left, they want someone to suck on their pits.
Armpits?
Armpits, yeah.
Or,
and on
elbow pits?
on the right, they are an armpit freak.
Oh.
Which is, you gotta be careful though, because pink.
That's
pink,
the fourth hole right there.
Yeah, pink dark, which looks very close to magenta, isn't a tit torturer, or a tit
my
tit
God.
torturee.
That's when you just get armpity fucked.
Yeah, maybe you just tuck them backwards into it.
Just knock them both out at the same time.
Okay, so actually, like, let me just segue this right in, and this is specifically for you, Adam, too, because listen.
The last one wasn't?
No, a man in Texas has been arrested for having sex with a horse,
Oh.
and he's been jailed for 10 years. And
Why
here's
is
the
that
thing,
one about me?
because you used to be on a dude ranch, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I have questions about what happened here.
Sure.
So this guy
I only
admitted
fucked 3 horses.
that's how many this guy fucked.
I mean 2.
Yeah.
Your Honor, it was 1.
Well, so this guy admitted to having sex with the horse and sexually assaulting the others, which made me raise an eyebrow.
How do you...
Exactly. How do you sexually assault a horse? So his name definitely suggests that he sexually assaults a horse. His name is Jean-Marie Bugama.
Le horse bugger.
Yeah. He is 24, and he pleaded guilty. So this was at a...
I don't think you can bounce back from that either. I don't think you
No.
can like have like a normal conversation. Like, man, I can't remember if this was an urban legend or not. Maybe they were just told us this at the horse ranch.
Oh, you're saying like he'll never, once he goes horse, he never goes back?
yeah.
So-
Like he yelled too much the night before. All right, there you go. Anyway, so but I don't know. Maybe this is just a
Maybe that's why the long face.
no, maybe this is just an urban legend that they told us all so we wouldn't fuck horses out of the horse ranch. But they I remember hearing like this thing. It was like this guy had like something like maggots or something like that in his testicles or in his scrotum, and that could only happen from like fucking horses. It was like
That's like the stuff they tell girls where there's a troll in your vagina.
Yeah.
Don't put your finger in there; it'll bite it.
yeah.
So-
Or I suppose that's always like everybody always has the like she put a frozen hot dog in her pussy. Like everyone has that story about a girl in high school.
That that does track. I just want to know: did this horse have a red handkerchief in its back left pocket?
I mean that's how you get fisted,
Yeah.
man.
But this
or
was
that's
at
how you got hoofed.
yeah, this was at a I guess that's technically fingered for a horse.
It's
So this,
leaving a horseshoe in him.
this was at a San Antonio equine boarding facility at least 3 times between June 2020 and February 2021. So I'm like, oh, shut down, pandemic.
Oh yeah,
I get it.
It's this or nothing.
So he was caught. He was caught on surveillance cameras, like walking from stall to stall naked.
Hell yeah.
And the owner noticed 2 horses were injured.
He should have at least worn some chaps.
Right?
Like believable.
Yeah,
You
just
still
like
have
it.
the dick out.
I just feel like it was hot. I didn't think the horses mind. Yeah, but apparently he hobbled the horses. And he just
Oh.
like tied the legs together,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's.
so you don't get catapulted to the moon.
I guess so. I mean, they are kind of. I mean, I don't think you're gonna get consent from a naysayer.
There you go. They're always saying
Boo. Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, I don't want to go out on a limb, but I would guess these horses might have trust issues going forward. I don't think these horses would be good trail riders. Just probably a little skittish.
Yeah, you probably can't approach him naked at least.
No, these horses were, yeah, and this
Except
horse
for
are
the
gonna,
one smoking a cigarette afterwards, like, bring that French fuck over here again.
right? The one horse that won't leave you alone anymore.
I want to do a little pop in here. Now we are doing the coffee episode, and I've been savoring this can. This can is from listener TJ. It's actually Cafe Death. It's a beer. And it is it's 11 o'clock in the morning, so we can split one beer.
Yeah.
But it's called Cafe Death. It's from Revolution Brewery. So I'm gonna pour this while you
Nice.
keep going. So
I love the concept of like, no, caffeine cancels out alcohol. I'm
yeah,
fine.
exactly. So thank you very much, listener TJ.
So I can go right into a catfish while
Sure.
we're doing this. You're
Let's
pouring
hear
that
it.
out.
Sure.
All right. So for listeners that don't know, basically this is 2 lies and a truth.
Yeah.
When it comes to news stories. All right. So the first one: Army sergeant who decapitated wife's lover found guilty.
I mean, that's
Okay. Number 2.
There's got to be more to that.
Well, it's a headline.
Okay.
It's a headline I made up.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's
All
a
right, so
headline is across his neck.
That's true.
Ah.
So number 2.
Cheers.
Oh, thank you. Number 2, canine officer indicted for using human flesh from cadaver to help train dogs.
Okay.
All right. Number 3, Air Force colonel subpoenaed to court over hammock pyramid scheme in the Florida Keys. Hammock pyramid scheme.
Yeah. How do you say? Do you say hammock or hammock? Hammock.
I'm kind of the bold. I
I
don't
knew
know
that-
if this is a new aunt or aunt, but
I knew a guy that would say pillow instead of pillow, and I hated it.
this is like the creek thing where you're just like,
Yeah. No, like fuck you. It's not a crick. I hate that
I don't know.
shit.
I'm accepting of I don't care. Like
No, that's the one thing I can't. I don't know what the handkerchief is for that, but I can't.
I don't. I'm not. Listen, I've never said crick. I have a crick in my neck,
Yeah.
not a creak in my neck.
Well, so here's what's confusing with your selection here, because number one, people get their heads cut off all the time. So I don't. So that's a bullshit thing. If that's the right answer.
People get their heads cut off all the time.
Not all the time. I mean, like sometimes it's just almost all the way. Like
He
Nicole
decapitated his wife's lovers.
Simpson. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you did make it up, you're talking about you were motivated by that by the Wisconsin.
Oh, the Green Bay chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. She cut off 2 heads that day.
I'm gonna go with I want number 3 to be it, so I'm gonna go with that one. That seems
Okay.
the weirdest one anyway.
All right. So here's the answer. And honestly, this is a fucking story.
Oh, it's cadaver.
No,
The head.
it's the head.
What the fuck?
Hold on.
That was a bullshit headline.
No, that was. I literally copy and pasted
Should
it.
have judged it better.
All right, I'm sorry. All right, so answer. And this is from the 90s, but a U.S. Army sergeant who decapitated his wife's lover and brought the head to her hospital bed was found guilty of premeditated murder by a military court Friday. Shap, you can look this up, who faces mandatory life sentence under U.S. military justice, sat ramrod straight and showed little emotion as the court. The cat's messing with the camera. That's fine. It's fine. Showed little emotion as the court-martial verdict was read. So in early December, this is back in, I think, 94, Shap figured out that his wife, Diane, was pregnant with his best friend, Spec Gregory Glover, 21.
So he cut off his best friend's head then too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Of Phoenix. So he found Glover and stabbed him and beheaded him with an 8-inch military knife. Shep then carried.
K-bar.
This is where it goes crazy. Shep then carried the bloodied head, in a sports bag emblazed with the logo "head" to the
A
hospital,
little on the nose.
where his 26-year-old wife was undergoing emergency gynecological treatment. Prosecutors told Diane Shep, I cannot say his last name, who confirmed that she
Just
was
say
pregnant.
Smith or Jones.
Yeah, she was pregnant by Glover. Basically said in halting testimony earlier this week that her husband entered the hospital room, set the head on her bedside table, and said, "Look, Diane, Glover's here. He'll sleep with you every night. Only you won't sleep at night."
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Like, and she was like having a miscarriage of Glover's. I'm like, this is like the gnarliest. And honestly, I double checked because I'm like, this might be fake. And I
That
found
dude's like genetic line just got wiped out in one day.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and I guess like while he was cutting the head off, he was real calm. Witnesses said like, "This is what you get for adultery." He's like kicking the head free of the neck and just put it in
Wait,
a
there
bag.
were witnesses?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. So there was
And no one stopped him.
Honestly, I'm gonna go on another limb here. I think he's gonna be fine in prison.
Oh yeah. I mean,
He's gonna be making Gen Chem for everyone. It's gonna
yeah. I mean, honestly, that is one way to get ahead in life.
Yeah.
Boo. All right.
Yeah, but I found a news article that was like, it's not fake, and because it was just like, this is a story that's been going around, and it was a guy from Wisconsin, a criminal writer. He's like, you'd think this one was, but nope, totally fucking happened, and they went through it.
Yeah.
That's
awful.
a dark, awful story, but
All right. Well, let's lighten it up with another one.
I'm guessing she probably wanted a divorce but couldn't get one.
All right. All right, Jake, you ready to get quizzed again?
Yes,
Okay, hold on.
Uranus.
Okay. Which planet is the only one known to rotate on its side and is referred to as the rolling planet?
I know it's Uranus or Neptune. God, I know it's probably gonna be Uranus, but I'm gonna go Neptune. I think it's Neptune.
You're wrong. It's Uranus.
Yep.
Uranus is the rolling planet. The hemispheres are the.
It's got
poles.
vertical rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
When you're standing up.
so there you go, Jake. So you got that one wrong. The planet
Listen,
is.
I don't know my way around Uranus.
So no, the.
Honestly, for some reason, a lot of anus
I could
facts
draw
got
you-
mixed with
I
other
could draw-
anus
I
facts.
could draw you a map if you'd like. No, so I think that's kind of interesting that Uranus is the only planet that actually is.
I think they theorized it got hit.
Yeah.
Like it got hit.
I mean,
by
it would make
meteor-
sense.
You know, and it's like I think it has a super
Knocked it off,
super
it's
slow rotation too, or something
Yeah,
like that.
and it actually said that one of the there's some areas of Uranus that the surface doesn't see the sun for over 40 years.
The polyp. It's known as the polyp plains. The heavy winds there.
Well, your catfish there that I got wrong. It was kind of based after some crazy shit when it comes to relationships. Here's another one. Have you ever gotten stood up on a date?
No,
Okay.
that's because I've been
You
with
married
the same
I was
woman
gonna
forever.
say I think it'd be funnier if she stood you up.
I think I've stood her up. I think. But, like we were supposed to meet for breakfast
yeah. You're
once,
like,
and I'm like, I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
Going to work.
what a dick.
Yeah.
All right. So now imagine being so upset that you got stood up by a date that you sued that person for. Did you see this?
I did see. Was this in the Philippines or something
No,
like that?
it was in the Americas.
Yeah. Okay. No.
It was in Michigan, actually.
It's-
So there was a woman who was so emotionally distressed that her date stood her up that she sued him for $10,000.
It is mean, but she wasn't gonna pay anyways.
Fair enough. But and the reason why she's trying to say that there's so much emotional distress is because it happened to be on her deceased mother's birthday as well.
That's not his fault.
Exactly.
He wasn't like, hey, when did your mom die?
Yeah.
You want to go get some burgers? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Fuck that bitch,
dude.
No, I had watched like the video. There was like a Zoom conference, with the judge and the defendant and the plaintiff, and I was like, this fucking chick is bananas.
This is civil court, though, right? You could take
Yeah.
them there for anything.
Well, the video is of her like arguing with the judge. I've got some quotes here.
Yeah.
She said, if he responds and his response is a lie, then it's perjury. And my documents would prove it's a lie. She's like yelling at the judge. The judge is like, no.
Someone hit Wikipedia last night, I see.
He goes, do you understand what perjury is? She said, please do not insult my intentions. Do not do that. She said, like, as if I don't understand what perjury means. No, I'm sure that arguing with a judge is like even worse than like arguing with a cop. Like you can't argue with them.
No.
You have to lose.
I love when judges get spiteful.
Yeah, they have the posture.
Yeah.
Well, no, because and on top of that, like she had brought it to the wrong court as well, so it had to be like dropped and then brought to something else. But like the bottom line is that you said it's a criminal offense. So this is her like yelling at the judge.
Yeah.
She's like, the bottom line is you said it's a criminal offense, and if I will send it to criminal court, she goes, are we done? Are we done here? Are we done? To the judge.
Yeah.
The judge finally is like, fuck this, and just muted her.
Yeah, he stood her up?
Like he had like, I mean, first of all, the judge had like a face shield on, like on a Zoom call, but like sitting at the podium. But like
There's
he like
computer
yanked that up.
viruses.
That's a good one. All right, hold on, take two. I mean, he probably took it out. He had it on because there's computer viruses.
You know, yeah, you can't be too careful these
Go on
days.
number two. Yeah.
There's monkeypox and
All right,
everything.
Witty. Yeah. But like, according to the court records, because this chick is like on fire. You
Yeah.
know, you were talking about the other night or the other day with that beheading chick in Green Bay. You're like, she's high octane.
Yeah.
You know, like this one, like I was cracking up. I had like your voice saying that because like she has filed at least a dozen lawsuits in the last 20 years.
Can't believe she's single.
Like right, like recently she just had a $300 million harassment lawsuit filed against the police department, but it was dismissed. Right, like and again, like you would say that
I bet she had it listed why it was $300 million. And I'd be fascinated.
like I would like to think that
Yeah.
each dollar had a reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's just 300 million reasons. No, the like she definitely is not. She's making a name for herself, you
Yeah.
know, and I kind of like that the news like brought her name to the headlines
Okay.
because I hope that like any right swipers, you know, will Google her name,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and be like, whoa, because she definitely like with this frivolous bullshit, she definitely like clam jammed herself, you know.
I bet he saw her through the window. He's just like, nope.
Yeah, like I would say, here you go, listeners. If you have any dating apps or if you're interested, there's at least a what I would suggest my favorite dating app to be. It's called CCAP.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, CCAP/WCCA.
Yeah, they get a real photo of him, too.
Yeah, that's the unfiltered photo.
Yeah, I want a photo where you weren't in control
You even get
of
to
it.
see their height.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, no, but that's like, dude, like, look these fucking people up, man. Like,
Yeah.
if I saw some chick, if I saw like, okay, let's see what she's about, and I'm like chatting with her, and I'm like, I see that she's got all these fucking lawsuits. I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, this is a good move by this guy. He might be psychic.
yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
he ghosted her, so he didn't get ghosted. She's fucking crazy.
I don't understand. Like, I think that might be a good stop. Are you looking it up? But you should like look up like her fucking antics in a courtroom is just like,
Well, I can actually roll this into something that's kind of interesting.
all right,
And
versus what I just said.
well, did you hear there was a headline this week that basically they discovered that SSRIs don't work in the
Okay.
way they thought? That's antidepressants.
I was gonna say, can you tell me what an SSRI is first?
So I fell down a weird rabbit hole because basically what it was they found out antidepressants don't work, at least in the sense that they thought it did. And so what a SSRI does is it supposedly gives you more, I think it was like serotonin or dopamine. It was like it increases it and it produces it so you basically feel happier. But I thought this was interesting. I had a lady break it down that basically SSRIs or antidepressants originally came from a tuberculosis drug that was studied in like the 50s.
Oh, you talk about consumption?
Essentially. Basically, I don't think it did what they wanted for tuberculosis, but they made note that like euphoria and basically improved sleep came from it.
Yeah,
and honestly, if you improve your sleep, you'll help your
I
depression.
mean, isn't this how they made Post-it notes? Like they
Oh,
were
yeah.
trying to make it. I feel like I heard that they came up with the glue for Post-it notes when
Yeah.
they're trying to make an extra strength
Yeah,
extra
it was
strength crazy glue, and they're like, this is the opposite.
No, it was 3M Technologies. They like it was a failed product. They're like, well, that didn't work, and then someone basically adhered it to the back of papers and started leaving notes for.
Passive aggressive notes about
Yeah.
washing dishes.
But so what I found was interesting is basically it's a drug called ipronizid. Basically, they found out it worked on epinephrine, and then it went to MAOIs, and then it went to another form. I'm not smart enough to explain all this, but basically there was something that like something worked, but it wouldn't let you eat cheese. And like honestly, that's not going to work for Wisconsin.
No,
So why would you be happy just to be sad?
that would just make you depressed. Yeah.
And it like Prozac came from like Benadryl was
Okay.
the origin of like Prozac.
I didn't know that.
And so the way she explained it, and I thought this was a better way of explaining it.
I'm familiar with Benadryl because I
It-
have to take it every time I
Well-
get stung by a bee.
Right.
So-
Well, so it sounds like the SSRIs, they thought it produced increased like serotonin. They found out it didn't. But the problem is, it's like there might be some like fraud involved in this because people were like, no, just just take this. But what it might do,
There's fraud with like the medical
so
establishment and
it's interesting
big
because
pharma.
essentially, because if you don't do the right testing and diligence to back up your claims,
Okay.
so they might not be allowed to say it increased serotonin. But so what it actually might do is it increases the receptor. It's almost like dilating a receptor, so maybe more serotonin gets into the receptor.
Okay.
But they were saying this is increased your serotonin. It just comes down to like with drugs, and I think this is fascinating. It's like the book upstairs, where it's like every 100 years, the doctor's guide looks horrific.
Oh yeah, they're like, what the fuck were we doing?
Because like what this reminds me of is like we really don't know why certain painkillers work. We know they work. We don't know exactly how they work.
Yeah.
And this is another one of those like we know they work, but we don't know how they work. And this leads
We
me
just
into
know that it gives you anal leakage.
well, so this leads into like the other thing is what's weird is like the same week it came out that 50 years of like Alzheimer's drugs treatments are basically being thrown out because they found out a guy in like the 60s or 70s, he did the same thing, but he committed fraud with like the plaque in the brain and doctored the photos, and they finally like went back and looked at it.
It's like the brontosaurus, basically. You're saying.
Yeah, no, it's like 20 or 30 years of like wrong, because once something is accepted knowledge for long enough, it gets questioned less.
Yeah.
Once it's like, no, this has been around for like 15 years, but they can never reproduce the studies.
Well, all the studies are based off of that one thing that just compound. You're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And so I just think it's interesting. They both came out
That's
in
when
the same
people go,
week.
no, look it up right there.
Yeah, but there's a company, I think it's in like Texas, basically they're about to get like sued bad because they built an empire on Alzheimer's drugs. And that's one thing, we haven't made a lot of progress on Alzheimer's drugs. It was a premise of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
But it was basically off this false premise that, a guy got a result and it was never able to be duplicated, but they just built billions of dollars in sales on top of it. Anyways, so that's what's wrong with that chick in court.
Oh, gotcha.
So-
She didn't have enough Alzheimer's meds.
Wow.
Well, let's see. Speaking of Alzheimer's, let's check your memory on this, Jake. Okay.
Uranus.
So,
It's fucking
okay. So,
I'm going to not guess Uranus because I know you're going to not. You're like,
Okay, hold
you
on.
probably thought I'd get all these right, and then
So
you'll switch
listen.
the last one.
so, which planet is the coldest in the solar system?
It's Mercury. The backside of Mercury.
The coldest. Are you joking?
I thought Mercury was the hottest and the coldest.
No. The coldest planet in the solar system, despite being not the furthest, is Uranus.
Ah, all right.
It's
That's why it's so
nice,
puckered.
It's a nice giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were messing with me at first.
Listen, we can get it to thaw. We can get Uranus to thaw. You just got to know where
You gotta
to.
rub it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so I did pretty well.
Spit on it. Yeah.
Listen, Uranus is stupid. It's a stupid plan. I love when scientists is like Uranus, like, nope, Uranus. Stop trying to be cool with it. Just lean into it. It's much more fun if you just say Uranus.
All right. So, let's go back to a nice.
I learned a lot about Uranus this episode.
Yeah, you're gonna learn more in a bit. So, Wisconsin proud moments again here. Now, you know the story of the Wisconsin man and the thing done to his head.
Wisconsin what moments?
Proud moments.
Proud,
here.
okay, yeah.
You know about the story of the Wisconsin man and the thing done to his head.
No. What thing?
I thought for sure you're gonna talk about the meth chick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, his heads.
Well,
Plural.
not the meth story, but a
Yeah.
different guy,
Yeah.
because Jake guessed it wrong. But
Dude, this is a morning episode.
yeah, exactly.
30% of my
fuck?
brain is still asleep. This is like janitor night mode. Like this is like me getting the kids ready for whatever the fuck they have to do. And they get like 40% of who I am. It's autopilot, it's smiling, it's
So-
splitting hostas and mowing lawns. That's me in the morning.
So I have a reason why I'm saying
Uranus knowledge kicks in at 7:30 p.m.
I have a reason why I'm saying this. Okay, so there's a Wisconsin man who now owns a Guinness World Record
Okay.
after suctioning 10 cans,
Suctioning. Okay.
suctioning 10 cans to his head and face.
Suction.
Did you see this?
Is he
Yeah.
using the Uranus of the can?
Yeah. So with that being said, now that we have finished TJ's beer,
Is he bald? He has to be bald.
exactly. There you go. Much like a swimmer, he shaved parts of his body to gain an edge on the competition.
Dude, he probably looked like Doc Brown in Back to the Future with that one. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like the Wisconsin version of Pinhead.
Yeah, it's his thinking. It's his fucking
From
thinking.
Hellraiser.
It's a Wisconsin thinking cap.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
just
that's
like
that's Heck Razor.
fucking Pabst razor.
So I want to see Jake. Can you stick this to your head? You gotta look at the camera when you do it.
All right.
I think he you gotta huff on it. Remember, like with the spoons.
I got stubble. I got hair everywhere, man. Maybe forehead.
He literally. Did you see the fit? Look him up. Check out the video.
Michelle met him.
Oh, she met him?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go.
I can't even get this thing to balance.
So Jake can't even do one.
I'm too greasy and stubble ridden. You give it a go there, forehead.
I'm super sweaty, but I'm not gonna. I mean, you've been like huffing on this.
Yeah, wipe my monkeypox off. I was at a rave last night.
Yeah. Yeah, but wasn't it the gay rave that they were saying?
Like how concerned you got to be about monkey? You know, when they're like monkeypox.
I can't even do one either.
Yeah.
Okay,
With the monkeypox, they're like, this is being spread at raves. When you said rave, I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah. No, I'm okay. I just gained an even bigger respect for that guy.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait.
You get it.
I got one.
You got one.
I got one. There we go. All right, so we're gonna see how long.
Dude,
this
you look
takes.
like that shitty Hellboy. We're getting a photo here. This is a pause moment. Adam's got a can stuck to his head. It turns out you can do it after all.
Hey-o. All right, so let's see what else you can do here, Jake.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get my music prepped here. Which planet has 13 rings? Oh, I lost the can. All right. Which planet has 13 rings and 27 moons? If you need a hint, each moon is named after a character that appears in plays by William Shakespeare and Alexander Pope.
I'm going to guess Uranus.
You got it right. Jake got one right.
All right.
Jake, you got that right. And here's a fun fact about the rings about Uranus. The inner rings are narrow and dark, and the outer rings are brightly colored.
No, that's because
Uranus.
That's because they get used.
Yeah, they do. They get wiped deep.
Yeah.
So there you go, Jake. You got one right.
Thank you.
I really thought you were gonna get more of these right. So
Honestly,
disappointed.
no, I think I did pretty well.
Speaking of Uranus, do you know what the Choco Taco is?
Yeah.
You know what a Choco Taco is?
Yeah.
Have you heard the recent thing about it?
I saw some hubbub.
Okay,
about
so
it.
if you don't know what a Choco Taco is, I'm not talking about when a lady wipes back to front. I'm talking.
Honestly, my blood pressure's too good to know about Choco Taco headlines.
A Choco Taco is basically it's an ice cream bar that's shaped like a taco.
Okay.
It's made by Klondike, and after 40 years, Klondike has now decided to discontinue the ice cream.
Klondike hasn't had to change its name. That's flirting with disaster. What would you do for a Klondike? I don't know. What would I do for a Blondike?
Yeah. I was thinking, I like it. All right, hold on. So more like, what would you do for a Klondike? I would identify as a woman for the afternoon. Just to, was it trimming?
Yeah.
Was that scissoring, trimming, right?
I think that's hedging.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I got a listener correction. Now that we're talking about
hedging your wets.
I saw a thing that's like, I sent it to you. It was like, when does Microsoft Edge get the Microsoft come? But no, instead, since we're talking about sexual positions, remember I joked about that term. I was like, whatever that.
We were talking about horse sexual positions.
No, like a couple episodes ago, where I was like, where the guy's legs are up and the chick's just standing there riding him, when he's on his back. I guess that I had a listener write in. I can't remember which one said it, but it was that's called the Amazon position.
Okay.
Where literally
Death by snoozing?
Yeah, but basically the guy's legs are up and his dick is just like bent awfully backwards, and he's on his back and she's just riding him.
Sounds great.
Yeah, there you go. All right, maybe I'm just not.
That's
flexible
called the
enough.
lazy boy.
Yeah. So anyway, after 40 years, Klondike has discontinued the ice cream treat. There's been a spike in demand over other products from Klondike as well.
The Klondike Choco Taco.
No, there's weird, right?
Is leaving.
weird. No one wants that. So, but to the point
They
to where
still doing the cream pie. Okay.
All right. So we're having fun here, guys. So, to the point to where now it's obviously started this craze.
Okay.
To the point to where there's a woman in Kansas City who's posted on an ad on Airtasker, and she's even said that she'd pay up to $150 for a single box of Choco Tacos.
This is like me with my Reese's Pieces with peanut in them.
Yeah, there you go. Like bring it
once
back.
You find
Yeah.
some people, you latch onto what you like.
And I was like, what the fuck is Airtasker? So I just real quick for listeners, like if you aren't familiar with Airtasker, it's a website that allows people to post everyday tasks and chores, and then they'll pay for it. So
I didn't know that at all.
yeah, there you go. So I'm kind of interested in
That sounds like a prostitution highway.
yeah, exactly.
Listen, Ghislaine Maxwell is out of business.
I
so
need
like,
my penis cleaned with your vagina.
this is like SlavicGirls.com.
Yeah, and this will make Renee happy here, but even because she's such a redditor,
Yeah. I don't understand Reddit. I get too.
I want to like it, but I hate it.
There's too many words.
Yeah. So but the
I didn't read it.
the Redditor co-founder Alexis whatever offered to buy the rights to the Choco Taco.
Okay.
You know, so then they could still like people could enjoy it, and it's like I don't know, like I feel like they're saying that they're gonna stop doing it, but you know that they're gonna bring it back. It's gonna be their Shamrock Shake.
This is
or-
your
or
store closing sale. That became like a marketing
Yeah.
gimmick.
No, seriously, it's gonna be that, or it's gonna be their McRib, or like Mariah Carey's Christmas song. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, back by popular
Yeah,
demand.
Klondike will bring the Taco back every June.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
There you go. But like, and that's why they won't probably sell the rights, because if they were honestly just done with it, they'd be like, "Sure, man, how much you want?
No,
a
you
buck."
You should
You know?
never, ever sell the rights to anything everyone knows. This was the problem when Toys R Us shut down and went bankrupt. Like the fact that everybody knows the word Toys R Us,
Yeah.
and they understand it's a store you can buy toys at. That's worth billions of dollars because the cost to educate someone, like let's say you thought of a new store name, the cost to get that in people's heads at like at an easygoing level is insane.
Well, it's funny
So-
because it's funny that you say that
Be
because
sex Toys R Us. That's what I would buy. Your Pornhub ventures into the retail store.
but instead of giraffe, it's a rabbit.
Just staring at you as you go by.
But it's just like I can think of it as like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Please, Eddie.
Yeah. I think he just fucking pitched a franchise.
There we
like,
go. Yeah.
That's so much better than like adult sex store sign.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, sex Toys R Us on the highway. They'd be like, all right, I'll go. Maybe they got a giraffe still.
Oh, now we know why the R's backwards.
Yeah, they got a horse. They got
It
a
goes both ways.
San Antonio has a horse stable out back. You don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, but like I sat there and thought like, man, like especially like that chick in Kansas City, like she's gonna like, you know, when they're gonna bring this shit back,
Oh, yeah.
obviously like in a
Yeah.
year or 2 or 5 years or whatever, like oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna take this chick is probably about $150, you know, because she said like the stipulations was like it can't be melted and it has to be sealed. It's like. I think
Just
she thought.
make 'em.
I thought
Just
she
make-
thought.
just-
I think she thought that was gonna be a retirement plan. It's gonna just turn into like an NFT nowadays. You know?
Yeah.
Where it's like worthless as soon as
She's
they bring
sitting
it.
on these frozen Choco Tacos. She's gonna wait 3 years and sell them.
So you had mentioned like 50 years earlier, and I didn't about the Alzheimer's thing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say this: the 50 years was going to spin me into something else here. But last year we told listeners about some interesting Airbnb locations. I'm not sure if you remember them or not. I'm going to jog your memory.
I need those new Alzheimer drugs.
Fair enough. But remember, like the Blockbuster, you could spend
Oh,
a
yeah,
night
yeah.
at.
That was in Oregon, I believe.
There's to celebrate, I think, the 20-year or 30-year, whatever, of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's mansion. You could stay there. Okay, so
Is Uncle Phil?
yeah, the weekend at Bernie's though.
Just have a heavy-set black guy come down and give you advice. Like, listen, your father didn't
I
want
would
you. And he's
listen
an
to him.
idiot.
I would listen to
I
him.
would too.
I mean, you live in a mansion.
He was a judge too,
You
wasn't he?
clearly know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think he'd be putting up with that chick from Michigan's shit. So, but now you can now stay at the mansion from The Godfather.
Okay.
From,
do you get horsehead?
yeah, exactly. That guy comes in and fucks it.
Yeah. You're like, be ready in a minute.
yeah. He's like, it's not finished.
Is it bad when I found out the horse got injured? I was like, good for you.
I think that guy was getting horse head.
Yeah.
So I think remember like 15 years ago we were trying to come up with different terms for queefs.
Yeah.
And I think one of them was a horse-lipped Winnie.
Yeah, that's the perfect one.
So anyway, you can now stay at the Godfather Mansion for $50 a night. You rent it from August 1st to August 31st, right? And they're only doing this for
Oh, you have to rent the whole month?
yes.
Okay.
And so now they're doing this obviously in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the movie coming out because it came out in 1972.
Sure.
But
So this is probably already taken.
no, they're going to open it up and do like a not like a bidding.
Should we do it?
I'm interested in doing it. That'd be fun. But it's still like a lot of money. You know, it's $50 a day.
Oh, that would just take one day. You know?
No, man. Like it's a group. They're opening up for up to 5 people
That's
to
still
do it
only
for the month.
that's still only
And
$1,500 a month.
it's still it's one group of people, right? And so and like I guess it has like you know, like it has a pool, a bar, a game room, everything cool like
This
that.
is a good price for a
And-
month's worth. Like it's
Well,
not bad.
for a mansion.
Yeah.
It was like thousands of square feet.
Yeah.
And like the listing didn't say like how many floors like the mansion had or anything like that. But if you're interested in experiencing The Godfather, I would suggest staying away from the third story.
Oh, I got it.
There you go.
Because that one sucked.
It was the worst Godfather.
It
So
sucked.
everybody who hasn't seen all 3 are like, what the
Yep.
fuck is he talking about?
Oh, another thing I saw that I thought of you specifically. Have
Horse
you,
fucking.
yeah, yeah.
Cool, man.
Have you heard of the Schmidt Pain Index?
No, but I'm nervous you're thinking of me. What color bandana do I have on?
This one is
That's the one where
yellow
you-
and black.
Yeah, you like to get turned into a hand puppet.
Well, honestly, do you need a bandana to know that you like that? Everyone likes that. All right, so the Schmidt Pain Index was created by a guy who intentionally subjected himself to the sting and bite of 76 different bees, wasps, and ants.
Isn't that guy Cody or something?
Yeah,
like that?
he's the biggest overacting pussy in
he?
history. I'd love to see people's follow-up videos of the same bug stinging them, and they're like, yeah, it hurts.
Oh, really?
It's
I haven't
he's
seen
like
those.
He's like writhing on the ground, almost rolling off the cliff in every episode.
Oh, that's
But
yeah.
I will do, like, I wouldn't do it. I will
mean,
say
to
I'm
be
not
fair-
gonna do it.
I've always thought like, man, like as much pain as he really was able to like capture
it.
that thing back in the jar.
Yeah, like keep it in frame. Like that's
Yeah.
one of those. Like I've heard the bullet ant. There's a couple of like the really like,
I like
the
that.
tarantula hawk. There's
You
a
remember
couple
like the
awful
bullet
ones.
ants, like in the was it Wild Boys or whatever, where they put their hands
Yeah.
in the mitts?
Dude,
that sounds awful.
Have you seen? Yeah, they weave. It's like 100 bullet ants, and they weave the head. They trap the head like a dog collar facing inside like the oven mitts, right? And so you got these ants that are just
Yeah.
waiting to fuck up whatever comes in front of them.
Where's the condom like that?
Yeah, and exactly.
Test your manlyhood.
The thing is like a metaphorical wood chipper. They're like, all right, prove you're a man. Be like, why did he?
Well,
what?
I'd be like, well, I do declare.
Yeah. Dude, I would fucking soak my hands in gasoline for weeks before I did
Do
that.
you know what you sent me the other day, and it kind of wrecked things for me? So I'm gonna tee you off here. You know those videos of like those Asian dudes building like in the jungle, building those mansions,
Yeah.
or those little underground pools and stuff. Like I've stayed awake at night, like,
Yeah.
oh, how are they? I could do that.
Did you watch it all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was so bummed. Go ahead.
I was kind of happy because it
I
just
was happy because I was like, okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
not such a piece of shit.
Yeah, it proved that I mean, not all bullshit.
And
Still
now
definitely some work went into
Yeah.
it. But
now,
like,
like 8 seconds of like, all right, now you go over there and
yeah,
chip away
get
with
the
stick.
excavator out of the shot.
Well, no, sometimes they didn't. But no, so listeners, if you don't know what we're talking about, you've probably accidentally stumbled across these videos. It's where it'll be like,
It's always sped up, too. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
but
they're
it's like
digging with like a stick.
But it's like these guys that are like, they're just very primitive looking, like, and with primitive, like just a stick, and they're just like chopping away at the ground, and then just like, you know,
Build like a pool
basket.
underground.
Yeah, they're like basket, like carrying out like dirt and everything else, and they're creating these little like candlelit like lagoon things underground and stuff. You're like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Is it bad that every time I watch one of those, I'm like, this is why Vietnam was a nightmare?
Oh yeah, right. You know, just sending a tunnel rat.
Like, that's not fun.
But then like you sent me that video that was showing that they're fake and
Yeah.
that they're staged, and they're like, if you look here, like you can see the excavator tracks.
Exactly.
Oh, and then in here they left the excavator in the shot.
Yeah.
Like I mean, in the distance, it's like they didn't edit that out accidentally.
They also did like where they like built like almost bamboo chutes with water, like it was coming from a water source
Yeah,
to
but
fill
they're-
it up, but it was like 3 miles was the closest water source.
Well, that was those things where people would go to. They would go to those sites. Like, this is where this one was, and they would show like what it looks like now, the exact spot, and there's like there's just garbage everywhere, and then the tubing, and then you could tell that there's like, you know, those when firefighters don't have a water source, they will just dump the water truck into these big portable tubs.
Yeah.
You know, and it's basically that they're just pumping water, and even though it shows them like over in like a waterfall, like like putting the shit together, it's miles away, like you said. So
I was initially mad, but I'm like, this is as fake as a chick's face.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
She leaves excavator marks on her face sometimes too. Like, just,
no, that's when the girl like that, you know, the smoke show that you bring home at night. Like the next morning, you just see like the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah.
You know, like on the pillowcase.
Yeah.
It's like,
What
if you
happened?
don't know what the Shroud of Turin is, there's your stop at Google so you can laugh with us. TURIN. But the like You're like, what the fuck? Who are you?
Dude, I was getting my mom was taking a picture of like me and the kids the other day, and she kept being like, "Smile, smile," and it hit me all at once.
You
I'm
can't
like,
have Jake smile.
That's
you
the
get
thing.
That side smirk.
it hit me. I'm like, that thing
Hold
can't.
on, wait.
Yeah.
Hold on, here you go, listeners. It's just.
It's like when you're too close to a coyote. That's what I look like when I'm smiling. It's just kind of. No, it's just like it hit me. I'm like, that thing can't make me smile yet. Just make a filter for it. There's no way that thing's fake smile is less awkward than my real smile.
Those cry filters are pretty realistic.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why do I have to just ruin the picture?
Yeah.
It's just like, just do it for me. I don't care.
All right. Well, do you want to? I got one last. I have a final one here.
A space fact? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we'll end it with this. How's that?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So, hopefully, we'll get you smiling. Okay. Hold on. All right, Jake. The letters of this planet can spell out a section of the human body.
Okay.
Can you guess what it is?
This would be the one. It'd be like Jupiter. You know, like it could spell like a kneecap or
No,
something.
that's where girls go to get more stupid.
Ah, okay. Let me see. I'm gonna think about it for a while. Uranus.
No, it's
I fucking knew
It's
it.
Mars. Mars spells out arms.
Ah.
Go fuck yourself.
I gotta figure out how to spell something with Uranus. I knew it was coming. I knew it. That's what she said.
I do appreciate the fact that you knew my tells
This is a
well enough. So
fucking coffee-filled episode.
yeah, there we go, guys. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
All right, thanks. It's been episode 90.
Yeah, I'm Adam Uranus Riley.
This is too early for this shit. Jake, Bussy. But I fucked up my middle name, too. Just say later boners, Renee.
Later, boners, Renee.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.